Hi there! In this video I will be explaining the different customization options that Clonable offers. First, we can see the translation settings. This should be the first option when you want to edit the content of your clone. This option is divided into 3 tabs. The first of which shows the translation rules. Here you can set rules instructing Clonable to change certain translations. The left column should be filled with translations as Clonable has already generated, and the right one with its replacement you want to see. If there are terms you want to exclude from translations altogether, you can add these in the next tab. Brand names, location names and more can be put here. The third option offers image replacements. If there are images in your website that you wish to substitute with alternatives on the translated clone, you can do so here. First, you need to upload the alternative to your original website, so a URL gets generated for it. Next, you can substitute the URL of the original image with its replacement. All of these rules apply to both already translated content and newly added content in the future. So you can feel assured that once these settings are set correctly, they will still apply when you add a new page in the future. If you want to make changes to a single piece of text, a paragraph or a blog post for example, your best bet is the Clonable editor. Image replacements can also be done here, as well as setting your SEO data. For an in-depth explanation on the clone editor, you can watch our other video on it. The more complicated rules can be found under the advanced settings. The first shows our substitution rules. These do not only alter visible text, but also any source code on your website. If your goal is just to change visible text, we heavily advise you to stay clear from the substitution rules. Where they do come in useful is when you want to change the functionality of your website. For instance, you can change the Google ID that measures the data for your analytics, so you can measure website traffic separately from your non-translated website. By default, Clonable substitutes the domains of your original site with its translated alternative. In some cases, this can lead to a malfunction on your clone. For instance, if you are translating example.com to example.de and you use a content delivery network or CDN, your images might be placed on cdn.example.com. When we try to clone this, Clonable substitutes the domains. It starts searching for images or styling files on cdn.example.de, which does not exist. If this is the case, you can add cdn.example.com to your substitution exclusions to ensure that that particular string stays untouched and your images are visible again. For the most advanced users, both substitution rules and substitution exclusions also offer the option for regular expressions, if you want to add more logic into one of these rules. Please note that substitution rules and exclusions have a minimal impact on the speed of your clone. Individual rules will not make a noticeable difference, but we do recommend keeping them at a minimum to optimize page speed. You can also add JSON fields you want Clonable to translate. Some dynamic data in filters, the shopping cart or forms might be using JSON to load onto your website. If certain fields are not translated and you can find that they do use JSON, you can enter the values into Clonable as well, so it knows that it should translate these as well. Finally, under the Clone Setup tab, you can also see header and body insertions. Head to the General settings and scroll down. These can be used to add tracking tags, insert CSS into the specific clone, or other scripts you might want to exclusively be active on your clone.